We've now got Sir Keir Starmer, Labour comfortably ahead in the polls. I would argue nothing to do with the great leadership skills of Keir Starmer. Haven't seen many of those. It's more to do with the Tories shooting themselves in the foot. Is Keir Starmer a Harold Wilson? Is he a Tony Blair who won 3 general elections? Or is he going to be one of the many Labour leaders who never won a general election?
I think he is going to be one of Labour's winners, but of course he's neither Harold Wilson nor Tony Blair. He is Keir Starmer. I do think that with any general election, of course, people get fed up with the government in office, and my goodness, there's a lot of reasons to be fed up with the government in office at the moment. I doubt we could name one public service, for example, that's in a better state in 2022 than it was in 2010. But it is also about people feeling able to give their vote to the Labour Party. We suffered our first, almost catastrophic defeat since 1935 back in December 2019. And to have got from there to where we are now as contenders for government, I do think is a sign of Keir Starmer's strength of leadership.
But isn't it, again, as I say, because the Tories have been so hopeless, we're on our 3rd Conservative Prime Minister in a year?
But governments in office do tend to enter a death spiral. That happened, of course, with Harold Wilson in 1964, where, of course, we'd had Macmillan. Macmillan then falls for Douglas Hume. We can all remember in the 1990s the way that John Major's government just started to have this sense of decay about it. So that always happens when governments have been in power a long time, and that starts to happen. But as I say, people also have to feel, Andrew, comfortable in giving their vote to the opposition party. We have that poll lead, but let me say this, there is no complacency whatsoever on the Labour side. We know we have to continue to build trust with the public.
Strikes galore. Nurses are going on strike. They've put in a demand for a 19.6% pay rise. They've been offered £1,400 as a result of an independent pay review body. Would Labour pay a 19% pay rise for nurses?
Well, what has to happen here is there has to be a negotiation in which neither side is going to get what they want to start with. I was a barrister and a mediator. I've appeared for parties in negotiations. I've actually mediated negotiations. And what my experience is, neither side ends up with what they wanted at the outset. But what you have to do is to sit down and do that unglamorous work of getting people to a compromise position. Neither side will end up with something they wholly want, but you can find a workable solution.